It is hard to overstate how impressed I was with Darryn Peterson in his Summer League debut. And yes, you can say it's just a Summer League, you're overreacting, but I am buying every bit of Darryn Peterson stock I can find in the fact that I believe that this young man will be a future superstar in the NBA. It is so impressive to watch the way that he plays, his fluidity, his jump shot, his ability to get to the rim. He looks big and fast and strong and athletic. Everything you would want out of a young guard. Darryn Peterson flashed in college, and he absolutely backed it up in his first Summer League game. I believe this player, this young man, will be a superstar in the NBA unless, injuries derail his career, which stands for everybody. But if he is able to stay healthy and get past, some of those cramping injuries he had in college, this player will be excellent. He had 28 points, 5 rebounds. He had 2 blocks. One of them a really impressive chase down block. He was efficient from the field, hit clutch 3-pointers down the stretch. And we're going to break down play by play because of how impressed I was by him. But when you look at the history of the NBA and guards who were really impressive as rookies, there's a lot of guards that turned into good players that struggled as rookies and weren't, a finished product or, as polished as Darryn Peterson. You think of a player like Cade Cunningham, who has developed into one of the best players in the NBA, but he started out slow. And a lot of players don't come in the NBA this way, but some of the players that did, Kyrie Irving, as a rookie for the Cleveland Cavaliers, to average 18.5 points a game, 40% from 3. You could tell immediately that player is excellent. He's impressive, he's smooth, he's fluid, his ball handling, all of that you could see immediately from Kyrie Irving. Luka Dončić coming from Europe, little bit of a different scenario because Luka was playing against grown men in Europe in professional leagues. But as a rookie, averaged 21, 8, and 6. You could tell this is going to absolutely develop into a great player. And a guy like Damian Lillard was really good as a rookie, but what you saw immediately from all those players was how fluid they were, their ability to put the ball in the hoop, and you could tell as soon as you watch them play, that's going to work. And that's exactly what I see from Darryn Peterson. I see no bust potential in this player, barring injury. So let's get into the game a little bit because the Utah Jazz actually won this game in overtime. So it was a tight basketball game, and Summer League, you don't know how many minutes guys are going to play. Guys that are in and out of the lineup. Ace Bailey went out with the injury. Hopefully he's good. Cody Williams was really good for the Jazz. Had 17 points and 5 rebounds. But so right off the rip, Darryn Peterson gets the basketball, drives it straight to the hoop for a layup, and you can see his speed, his blow by ability, and his body control. He has a turnover, and that's the big criticism of Darryn Peterson from this Summer League game that you see if you look at box score watchers. But if you watch his turnovers, he had 2 assists and 8 turnovers. 8 turnovers is too high, but it's his first Summer League game, so I'm not really worried about that. But if you watch a lot of them, it's his big man dropping the basketball. And obviously, he's playing with guys who probably won't make NBA rosters or will be fighting to make NBA rosters. So guys dropping the basketball, their chemistry not being there, none of that stuff I'm worried about. He's going to practice with the starters, Jaren Jackson Jr., Lauri Markkanen, and Ace Bailey. All those guys he'll develop good chemistry with, where they like to catch the basketball, how they catch the basketball, where they're driving, and all that I think I'm not even slightly worried about. But he got a turnover early in the first quarter. He immediately goes down and chase down blocks Kingston Flemings, who was the number 8 pick in the draft for the Atlanta Hawks that they're excited about. But he chase down blocks him, and you see, again, the athleticism, the size. The chase down blocks are impressive at an NBA level. We know LeBron James being one of the best ever at them, but they're just really impressive to watch. He goes down the court, gets an and one in the fast break. A few plays later, gets the ball, delivers a beautiful corner pass to Ace Bailey, who shoots a wide open 3-point shot, misses it. Darryn Peterson, offensive board, hits a floater. You could see all the different ways he's able to score. He can score in the mid-range from the 3, floaters, layups. Floaters are really important for guards. If you watch a lot of the best scoring guards in the NBA, your Steph Currys, your Kyrie Irvings, guys like that, they're really, really good at the floater because of how hard it is to guard when you're in like a pick and roll situation. Because if they do a switch to where someone sets the screen and they come off and the defender drops, if you're able to just hit that little floater, it puts the defense in just such a compromised position. If you're doing a pick and roll from more the mid-range or the top of the key, not necessarily the three-point range, but that little pick makes it so difficult to guard, being able to hit that floater. So he makes another and one that was really impressive in the fast break, showed his strength. He had 10 points in 8 minutes. And you can tell he's absolutely ready to play at this level. We get to halftime, and to start the second half, he hits a step-back three that was very reminiscent of James Harden. And when I talk about the polish in this young man's game, players just don't do that straight out of college at a high level. And the way that Darryn Peterson was shooting the basketball in this game, he had a three a few plays later. And, again, I'm talking about making and one layups, making floaters, step back three-point shots, set three-point shots, fast break dunks. He had a circus layup to start the fourth quarter, one that he thought he got fouled on, but he kind of threw it over his shoulder, banked it in. Three-pointer with a minute 25 left. I believe that gave him a 7-point lead, if my memory serves correctly. But he hits a three-pointer that feels like it's going to seal the game. The Hawks, tie it up to send it into overtime. Overtimes in the Summer League are a little short. And Darryn Peterson hit another huge step-back, contested three-point shot. And one of the things that I loved most is after you look at all that great offensive performance I'm talking about, the 2 blocks, right after the game in the post-game interview, Darryn Peterson was asked about how he felt on the defensive end of the court and how excited he was to showcase his abilities there. And he was immediately critical of the game he played. And that is very, very important. We see from our best athletes. How many times have you seen a Tom Brady, a Patrick Mahomes go up to the podium after a game, even a game that they play well in, and they talk about how they need to be better. They talk about the things they could have done better. And it keeps the mindset of constantly improving and not settling for what you've accomplished. And so Darryn Peterson going up there and immediately talking about what he didn't do good enough will gain respect from his coaches, respect from his teammates, and shows a young man that's hungry to continue to improve. And I love almost every interview that he's given since being drafted. He's embraced the city. The city has embraced him. And I know Jazz fans are really excited. And they should be, because they have their superstar in Darryn Peterson. I can't wait to watch. It'll be interesting to see how much of the Summer League he plays, because you watch that and you're like, this guy's ready. There's not a whole lot more you need to see, but I'm sure they'll play him a few more games in the Summer League. I can't wait to watch. If you love the NBA, make sure you take a second to subscribe to the channel. We're almost 1,500 subscribers. Appreciate y'all watching. Cyborg out.